Okay then. So purposes of today is just to move your body a little bit, not to really get any kind of heart rate raised or anything like that. So if you do feel that your heart rate is getting raised, then just I give you permission to slow it down a little bit, okay? So we're going to start with some mobility, just get things moving, we'll work top to bottom. We'll do every single joint. And then we'll do some balance exercises. So that's why you want something to hold on to. So chair, worktop, anything like that suits. And then we'll finish with some stretches. All right, so it should just be a nice, easy one. I don't know how long it will take, probably about half an hour to 45 minutes-ish. So hopefully you've got some time. Right, so we will get started. So you can stand just by the side of whatever you're holding on to. Okay, nice relaxed posture. And we're going to start with some head turns. So just start by looking over each shoulder. Swing through the middle. So you keep moving with these ones. So looking over each shoulder, side to side. Really try and take your chin as far around as you can, but make sure your shoulders don't follow. So it's just moving from your chin. Okay, looking straight ahead. Now you're going to look up above you and then chin down to your chest. Keep this one steady, but you are going to swing from up and down. Okay. Now, if you struggle with a little bit of dizziness, you might find the world spins a bit. So just take this one slowly. Good. Okay, looking straight ahead. And now from side to side, bring your ear down to your shoulder. Slowly move it from side to side. Again, make sure your shoulders don't move, but you're going to take your ear down as far as you can, so that at the last bit, you just feel a little stretch. Perfect. Okay, looking straight ahead. Now your final one is you're going to turn your head in a circle. Okay, so think about bringing your chin down to your chest, then take your chin over to one shoulder, then take your chin up to the ceiling, slowly round to the other shoulder, back to your chest. Now you're going to go the opposite way. So chin to your opposite shoulder, slowly up to the sky, across, down to the other shoulder, and finish off at your chin. Perfect. Okay, moving on to your shoulders. Now bring them up, take them back, down, forward, and then up again. So rather than just sort of spinning them around really fast, think about each direction that you're going into. Okay, so really exaggerate the movement, push them forward, up, back, down. One more circle round. So really meeting the extremes. Good, perfect. Okay, torso rotation. So feet a little bit wide just so you've got good balance. Hands together. Now if you've been in my other classes, you'll know I always mention this. Hips must stay pointing the front, okay? Don't twizzle your hips. So your upper body is going to twist over to the side. So we're going to keep moving. So once you've reached one side, slowly come through the center and you're going to go to the other side. But I want you all to think about your hips and where they are pointing. They should not be moving. Okay, you should be moving sort of around your rib cage, bottom of your rib cage. That's the bit where you should feel the most amount of stretch. So keep going from side to side. Keep it steady. Once you've reached as far as you can go one side, slowly come through to the other side. Don't know if you can hear the lawnmower going in the background, but hopefully you can't. Hopefully it's nice and peaceful. Good. We'll go once more to one side and then back to the front. Okay. Now you might need to hold on to the chair for this one. We're going to do some hip circles. Okay. I'm just going to turn mine around. So holding on with one hand, doesn't matter which hip you start with. What you're going to do is bring your hips up, okay? Then you're going to take your knee out to the side as far as you can go, and then down again. So your knee comes up in a knee bend. You slide your knee out to the side like you're opening a door, and then it comes down, okay? So take it up, open out your hip slowly, then bring it down and back to the start. So up, out to the side, down, and to the front. Go two more on one side.
Device audio. Your microphone is unmuted.
Coming up.
Hey!
Oh, we've got someone unmuted. Where's my little mute button? Oh, so
Hey, I've got volume.
keep going with those circles. and then we're going to switch to the other side. Okay? So doing a few, same thing, lift it up, take it out, and drop down and return to the front. Up, out, down to the front. Should be quite steady, only move through your comfortable range of motion. One more circle. Lovely. Good. So it's probably one you've not done before, but it just helps those hips open out a little bit. Okay, next one is your knee bend. So we do this when we do our hamstring curls, but we're going to take it a bit slowly today. So what you're going to do, keep your thighs where they are. Your knee is going to bend so that your heel kicks up behind you. Okay, you're going to pause for a second, take it down, then bring it back up again. The same leg a few times. So rather than doing this as a way to raise our heart rate, we're now going to do it just as a way to get our knees really bending. So within your comfort levels, I know some of you will struggle with bending your knee fully, okay? But just see how far you can take it. So trying to increase the range of that knee. Good, okay, now we're going to change to the other leg. Take it back, up, and down. So this is slow and steady. Just seeing how much we can move that knee. We'll do 2 more on this side. Lovely, good. Okay, final one is your ankles. Hopefully you can see my ankles from here. Holding on, you're going to take one foot in front of you and a nice big ankle circle. So imagine you're drawing a circle with your toes. Hopefully there's some clicks going on. I know there are in my ankles. So don't mind which direction you started with. Really exaggerate the motion. Biggest circle you can draw with your toes. Now change direction. Big as you can. Couple more times round. Lovely, now change legs. Take it out. Now make sure that your whole leg doesn't move. It is just coming from your ankle. I know some of you will be tempted to do a leg circle as well. Try and test yourself and see if you can just get it to be your ankle. Good, now change direction. You might find one's a bit stiffer than the other, that's quite common, particularly if you've had an injury to one side. Good stuff, and put it back together. Lovely, so there's our mobility warm up. So we've gone head to toe, moved all our joints, getting them just a little bit more supple, okay? So we're gonna move on to the balance exercises. Now, if you've been in one of my classes before, we sometimes chuck some balance right at the end, so you might be familiar with some of these, but I have tried to throw in a few different ones as well. So what I will do is I'll explain what we're doing. They're all nice and simple, and then we'll time them for a certain set of time, okay? So that it's easy for you to follow along at home. So your first one is your single leg stand, okay? Seems nice and simple. Always make sure you're next to something to hold on to. Better to have something there and be able to grab it if you need to than be in the middle of the floor and need something and not be there. So with this one, don't mind which leg you start on. You're going to start with your feet fairly close together, okay? So your center of gravity is right between your feet, okay? Now, turn side so you can see one leg is going to slide behind you. So you've just got toes resting on the floor. In doing that, what you should have done is shifted your body weight to your standing foot, okay? So most of my body weight is on my flat foot and just my toes are gently resting on the floor, okay? Then all I need to do to stand on one leg is bend my knee, all right? So nothing has changed dramatically. I'm still exactly where I wanted to be in the first place. All I've done is just lift those toes off the floor. What we'll do is we'll go for 30 seconds per leg. So relax yourself, okay? And we'll go all together. So you are gonna start with your feet together, holding onto something, okay? Then you're gonna slide one leg back, don't mind which, shift that body weight onto your flat foot, and then lift that foot off the floor. We're gonna go for 30 seconds. So your foot should be off the floor, you should be balancing on one leg. Now, if you're holding on, that's absolutely fine, but just think, how much do I need to hold on? Do you need to hold on with whole hands? Okay, can you get away with one hand? Can you get away with just your palm? Can you get away with just fingertips? Maybe one finger is all you actually need, okay? Maybe you can let go, but it's completely up to you, okay? You should be at the point where you can balance, but it's tricky. Perfect. There's 30 seconds. Okay. So now we'll try the other leg. We'll do this once more each time so you can have a little bit of a practice and see what works best for you. So switching to the other leg, slide one foot back, the other foot back. So now we've got all our body weight standing on our flat foot. Okay. Then bending the knee, lifting the foot off the floor, and let's go with our 30 seconds. So again, how much do you need to hold on? Are you really challenging yourself, or are you going for the easy option? Trying to look straight ahead if you can. I'm in a tricky situation where I keep turning to the camera, okay? But try and keep your gaze fixed on something ahead of you, okay? And just test, how much do you need to hold on? When can you get yourself to the point where your foot feels like it's wriggling around trying to grip the floor? Perfect, there's 30 seconds, lovely. So we're going to do 2 rounds of all these exercises. So we'll move on from that one, but we will come back to it at another time. So your second exercise is a heel to toe stand. So what that means is that you're going to have one foot behind the other one, directly behind, okay, so that your toes are pretty much touching the heel of your front foot, like you're standing on a tightrope, okay? You can have a small gap between your feet if needs be, that's slightly easier, but challenge yourself to put your feet directly one behind the other, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to stand like that for 30 seconds with first one your right leg forward, then second one your left leg forward, okay? So again, next to something you can hold on to. Let's all do the same leg, make it easier. So if you take your right leg, you're going to place it directly in front of your left leg, okay? Hopefully they're touching. If that's a bit too tricky, have a small gap between them, okay? But you should be standing one foot in front of the other. So we are going to hold that for 30 seconds. If we're all ready, we will get going. So the same thing applies for this one in terms of holding on. In fact, for all of the exercises that we do, that's your progression for yourself, is how much you hold on by. So with this one, you should have equal weight across both feet. Don't feel that you're leaning too much on one foot individually. Try and shift your body weight so that you're across both feet. We've got 5 seconds left of this position. Lovely. Now bring your feet back together. And now you're going to take your left leg in front of your right leg. So directly in front, see how close you can get your heel and your toe together. Shift that body weight so it's even. And off we go for another 30 seconds. Again, thinking of that posture, trying to look up and ahead. A lot of you will want to look at the floor, but that's not going to help you. You'll only end up there if you stare at the floor. You should feel like your feet are kind of, again, wriggling around a little bit to try and keep you upright, but you should be able to keep upright. If you're constantly having to take a step to the side, then maybe you need to increase how much you hold on by. Perfect. There's another 30 seconds. Lovely. Okay. Hopefully we're all happy with these. So next exercise is our grapevine steps. So what that means is you're going to start with your feet fairly close together. Whichever foot you decide is going to come up and in front and across your standing foot, okay? Then you're going to put your weight on that foot that's just crossed over and take a step to the side, okay? We're going to go back the other way. So your foot comes out in front, comes across your standing foot, and then you step to the side. If it's too difficult to have your feet right next to each other, then take a little diagonal step in front of you. Okay, then you can step aside. So you almost you'll probably find yourself walking forward a little bit. But the idea is that we're crossing over the feet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll do this continuously for 1 minute. So step to the one side, then step to the other side, and we'll keep going for a minute. Okay, so starting with your feet close together, we're going to step whichever way you prefer. One leg's going to cross in front of the other, then step to the side. Okay, off we go. So take this one steady. This is probably a move that not many of you do. Maybe if you do some dancing perhaps, okay? But it's just now getting your body used to your legs being crossed over, okay? Don't forget, if you want to make it easier, don't have your feet next to each other, have them slightly one in front of the other, okay? If you want to make it harder, then try and make sure that they are directly side by side. So they're really crossed over. We are halfway through. Keep that going. Now you might need to look at your feet for this one just to see where they are. But once you've done a few of them, see if you can do it by feel only so that you can stay standing in front. Good. Keep that going. We've got 10 seconds left. Crossing over. 5 seconds. Lovely, well done. Good. So it's a bit of a different one from what we're used to doing, okay? So next one is our heel toe walking. So you need a little bit of a space for this one. You don't have to take too many steps if you're in a bit of a small area. So what you're going to do now is imagine you're walking along a tightrope. So the heel toe stands that we did, where one foot was one in front of the other, we're now going to take a few steps forward, okay? So whichever leg you prefer, start with them close together, then take one directly in front as if you're walking on a tightrope, then transfer your weight onto that front foot, and then place your back foot down, okay? So you end up slowly walking forward, all right? If you're in a small space, once you've got too far, then what I would say is turn around and walk back the other way, all right? So we're gonna do this for a minute. So you go backwards and forwards as many times as you can in that minute, okay? But keep yourself steady, keep yourself slow, all right? So off we go. So foot comes in front, slowly transfer your body weight to the front foot, and then keep moving step by step. Try not to look down for this one, okay? You probably feel like your legs are brushing together, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to turn around and come back the other way. Show my back to you, very bad show business. So one foot in front of the other, nice and steady. So we are halfway through. Some of you might find this one really easy, okay? Some of you might find it difficult. Completely an individual process. The hardest version is that your heel and your toe directly touch one another, okay? Or you can have them a little bit separated. We have 10 seconds left. Last 5 seconds. Perfect, well done. Okay, so next one is called a flamingo swing. So what you're going to do is a version of a single leg stand. So you're going to stand on one leg, okay? This time, the leg that's not on the floor is going to rise up into a knee raise. Then it's going to kick behind you into a little hamstring curl. Okay, so it's going to come up. Then it's going to swing through, hopefully without touching the floor, into a leg curl. So up and through. Okay, we're going to do 30 seconds on each leg. If you want to hold on, absolutely fine. But test yourself and see if you don't need to hold on, or you can hold on with just a fingertip, something like that. Okay, so let me find my timer. So standing up straight. Okay, shift that body weight over to the leg you want to stand on. Okay, lifting straight ahead, and then off we go. So bring your leg up, then take it out behind you, little bend of your knee, then all the way through, up again. So the idea is that your your non-standing leg doesn't touch the floor throughout. Only 30 seconds. Keep going. Good for your leg muscles as well. 5 seconds on this leg. Keep it slow and steady. Perfect. Okay, feet back together. Give them a little shake if they're getting tired. Okay, then we're going to go for the other leg. So feet together, shift your body weight onto the leg you want to stand on, and then off we go. Lifting it up, take it back and through, up, back and through. Find a rhythm. Test how much you genuinely need to hold on. Some of you will grip more than you need to, and actually you'll be surprised how little you need. Others of you will be wriggling all over the place, so perhaps you need to think about just a fingertip. It's finding that, I don't want to use the word balance because it's a bit pun, but it's finding the teeter point between holding too much and holding too little. Lovely stuff. We're done. Okay. So this next one, you need your chair. If you haven't got a chair, that's fine. I'll explain what you need to do and then you'll be able to work it out. So what we're going to do now is you're going to tap the foot of your chair. Okay, so if I'm stood behind my chair, one foot's going to come up and tap the foot of my chair, okay? Or the side or whatever you want. So if you're standing at your kitchen table, that's fine. Just tap the skirting board or something like that, okay? The idea is the same foot does continuous taps for 30 seconds. So not only have you got to balance on one leg, but you've got to think about reaching something at the same time, okay? So if I just show you here, so my foot comes forward, taps the chair, then it comes back, but it doesn't touch the floor. Then it touches, then it comes back. Same foot for 30 seconds. I can hold on if I want to, but again, same principle, try and hold on as little as you can. So 30 seconds on each leg. Now you will need to look down for this one, but try and avoid tilting your whole body down. Just try and use your peripheral gaze to just look down a little bit. And once you've worked out where your chair is, you might not need to look at all, okay? So off we go. Balancing on that one foot to tap the chair or tap the skirting board, whatever you have in front of you. Try not to let that foot touch the floor each time. 15 seconds gone. Same foot you should be using. So one foot's balancing, one foot's tapping. 5 seconds. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to switch to the other leg. So shift your body weight, so one foot flat, one foot ready to move, and off we go. So once you've worked out where your chair is, see if you can avoid looking at it. Keep your gaze up ahead of you. Fingertips on the chair if you need. Try and test yourself. Hopefully your legs are feeling like they're working hard as well. You'd be surprised how much the muscles are used when you balance. Last couple of seconds. Perfect. Okay then. So we are going to go for, this one. So single leg foot slide. So again, same principle. You're standing on one leg. Your other leg, okay, you've got two options. One is that you're going to slide it in a little semicircle backwards and forwards. Okay. And now if you think my shoe's just going to wear away on the floor, okay, what you can do instead is tap it at each point. Okay. So it's going to come in front of you. If you're sliding it, it's going to slide in front of you, round, and then back again. If you're tapping, it's going to tap in front, out to the side, and then down behind you, then back out and up. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Whatever you're doing, your one foot is going to come out and back in a semicircle, whether you're tapping or whether you're sliding, okay? One foot, 30 seconds, then we switch. So, find my timer, shifting your body weight on one leg, take it out in front of you, and get ready for slides or taps. Off you go. Whatever you want to do. If you're sliding, try and make sure it only glides across the floor, okay? If it's tapping, it's not a thud, it's just a very light touch. Got 10 seconds left. Just one side. Good for your hips, this as well. Keep that going. Lovely, 30 seconds. Okay, give your feet a little wiggle. I can feel my feet starting to get a bit heavy now because they've been stood on for a while. So you're going to switch to the other leg. So one foot in front, body weight on that foot, okay, and then decide whether you're going to tap or slide. Take it in front of you, and off we go. Keeping that body upright. Again, you can be holding on, either with a chair in front of you or to the side, don't mind. Try and keep it steady. The tendency when you get wobbly is to speed up. Just trying to slow it down and keep it steady. You've got 5 seconds left. Perfect, well done. Okay, so we're going to go on to our toe walking. So this is, you're going to walk forward, but on the balls of your feet. Okay, so like a calf raise. So with this one, if you think, oh, that's far too difficult for me, and you need something to hold on to, then stay by the chair and you're just going to walk on your tiptoes from foot to foot. Okay, if you think you'll be okay with this one, you're going to come up onto the balls of your feet So heels off the floor, and then very carefully and slowly, you're going to step forward, keeping those heels off the floor, okay? Then same thing as when we did the walks one behind the other, you're going to turn around and walk back the other way, okay? So I will start the timer. We'll do 1 minute in total. My advice for this one is go nice and slow because you will find yourself going fast, and it is easier the faster you go. So we don't want to make it easy. We want a challenge, okay? So whether you're stepping by the side of your chair or you're walking, come up onto the balls of your feet and off we go. Take it steady. If your calves start to give up, then just drop your heels for a few seconds and then you can start again. Again, if you're staying by your chair and stepping, keep your steps steady and see how much you can get away with not holding on. So your heels should be off the floor. Perfect. We'll all have a quick second break. Drop your heels, give your feet a wiggle, and then off we go again. Last 30 seconds. Heels, don't let them touch the floor. What was that kids' game? The floor is lava. The balls of your feet are the only thing protected from the lava. If you've got kids at home, maybe you can try that one with them. Lovely, last 10 seconds. Don't let those heels touch the floor. Your calves will be amazingly defined by the end of this. Last few seconds. Perfect, and drop your heels. Well done, brilliant. So that is one circuit through all of the balance exercises. I think what we'll do is I'll just leave it as one circuit for today, all right? Because some of those, they might work your brain as well as working your legs as well. So if you do want to do them, I will upload this recording so you can do it again if you want to. What we'll do now is we'll move on to our stretches, okay? So these stretches, some of them will be static, so you stay in one position, and a lot of them will be familiar to you, but a couple of them I've changed, so they're a bit more what we call dynamic stretching, so you move through the movement, okay? So what we're going to do for the first one is we're going to do a calf stretch. So if you've done any of my other classes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. One foot is going to come behind you, okay? Back leg stays straight, and then you're going to lean forward on your other leg. Now we're going to hold these for 20 seconds, okay? I will get my timer because sometimes my counting is absolutely rubbish and we'll all either be here forever or no time at all, okay? So back heel glued to the floor, back leg straight, leaning forward, and you should feel this stretch in your calf muscle. Off we go. You can hold on if you want to, or put your hands on your front thigh, whichever you prefer. And just breathe. Try and relax into the stretch. 5 seconds to go. Good stuff. Slowly raise out of that one. Then immediately take your other leg back, heels to the floor, legs straight, leaning forward, and off we go. 20 seconds. Five seconds to go. Lovely, ease out of that one. Okay, your next one is your hamstring stretch. So you have two options. Your first is your usual stood up one, which is what I will do. Your second one is you can do a version on the chair, okay? So I'll quickly just demonstrate the chair one if you want to do that. You sit on the edge, one leg comes out straight, you go tall to the ceiling, and then you lean forward. Okay, so that's your chair version. If you're doing a chair version, make sure your hands go on your bent leg, not on your straight leg, okay, which is the same as when we're stood up. Your stood up version, very similar to that. One leg comes out in front, keep that one straight, bend your other knee, and hips push behind you. Again, hands go on your bent leg, okay? So we will do 20 seconds of this one. Try and relax into it. A lot of you will be tensing your thigh, so just release your kneecap, just let it relax. The microphone's gone funny. Hopefully you can still hear me. Bear with me. Another technical issue. Aha, can you hear me now? Perfect. Don't know what happened there. Okay, so we've just finished our hamstring stretch. So we are going to move on to our quad stretch. So you have two options with this one. Your first one, which we normally do, is kicking your leg behind and holding your ankle or your thigh. Now, if that's too much of an issue, now that we've all got chairs, I will show you a different version. So you're going to place your foot on your chair, okay? And then what you need to do is slowly bend down so that the chair ends up bending your knee, okay? It can be quite difficult on the other leg because it's essentially holding a squat, okay? The alternative is that might be enough for you to be able to grab your foot to then hold it normally, okay? So there's different versions for you. So we will go for 20 seconds. So my timer. So kicking that leg behind, grabbing hold, okay? And then again, trying to relax into it. So 20 seconds off we go. Perfect. Okay, changing over. Again, using your foot on your chair if you need to, but I think certainly my guys can all do this one. Last 10 seconds. Perfect. Okay then. So now we're going to do a slightly different one. Okay, this is going to help. It's a little bit like your side bend, but it's going to keep you moving through the motion. So your feet are going to come a little bit wide, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to change sides each way. I think we'll do that. So one hand is going to come diagonally through and you're going to reach to the other side, okay? But make sure that you're not leaning through your hips, okay? You're leaning through your middle. Imagine you're sat in a chair and, I don't know, your cup of tea's over the way over there and you're trying to reach and grab it, okay? That's what we're going to do. I'm being very stereotypical, the fact that you all like tea with this one, okay? So hips stay still, reach through, okay, as far as you can go, then slowly come back to the middle and you're going to reach through to the other side. So you may need to just soften your knees a little bit. If you've locked your legs, it's going to be quite difficult. So just soften your knees and then reaching through. Almost push your hips outwards away from your hand. Okay, and that will allow you to really stretch through the center. So reaching through. Good. So if this is quite difficult for you, you can reach a little bit in front of you, but try and reach directly sideways. Okay. Couple more. Hopefully you're getting this one. Stretching through. Good. And then back. Okay. Next one. You need your chair for this one. So this is going to open out the tops of your back and your shoulders. Okay. So what you need to do is place your hands on your chair. Okay. Feet stay nice and wide so you've got a bit of balance. Okay. Then what's going to happen is one hand is going to stay on the chair. The other hand is going to come up and you're going to twist as if you're trying to take your hand towards the ceiling, and don't take your eyes off your hand. Okay. So your eyes and your head follow your hand. Okay. Your hand comes off the chair, swings up as if you're trying to take it up to the ceiling. Now just be aware if you're leaning on one side of the chair, it may switch. Okay. Now tilt. So just be safe with that one. So we're trying to twist not from our hips, so our feet aren't coming off the floor. It's our upper body that's doing the moving. Take it steady. Again, this is a different one, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. It's very difficult when I can't correct you all. Okay, so keep your eyes following your hand. Take your hand up to the sky and then slowly back down. We'll do once more each side. Both feet stay flat on the floor. Try and move from your torso, not your legs. Perfect. And you can stand back up again. Okay, just 2 more to do. This next one's quite a nice one, particularly if you're sat at a desk or you've been sat down reading or anything all day, okay? So your hands are going to come together. So palms together, elbows together. Then you're going to open them out like a book, okay? And just squeeze here. And then slowly close them together again. Same thing, open them out. So you're trying to get your elbows behind you, okay? And then back together. Keep going with this. So this is a different version of our chest stretch that we normally do, but sometimes the chest stretch makes you arch your back a little bit. So this was quite nice. Try and keep your back still, your lower back still, I should say, and just open out those arms. Good, we'll go for a couple more. I quite like this one because I'm quite tight across the front of my body, so it helps me just to open out my chest a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, your last one. You're going to come into the same position you've just done. So open out here. Now, what I'd like you to do is think about tucking your tailbone underneath you. Okay, so don't let your back arch like this. You're going to try and tuck the tailbone underneath you. That will stop your lower back from rounding. So you're in this position here. The tailbone's tucked underneath you. Now, don't let your arms come forward towards the camera, but they're going to go up above your head until they're straight, then they're going to come down again. So imagine, trying to think of the best analogy for this, imagine you're flat back against a wall, okay, and you're sliding your hands against the wall and they're not allowed to come forward. That's what I want you to think of. So this one's quite nice because it opens out your chest first, okay, and then it allows all of these muscles down the side here to open out, okay, because we don't spend much time with our hands above our head. So they get quite tight, okay? Think about your lower back as well. If you're sticking your bum out like this, okay, that's because you're trying to compensate. So tuck your tailbone underneath you, keep those arms behind, slide them up. We'll do 2 more. My arms are getting tired. Good, really squeeze them behind. Imagine that wall behind you. Up and down. Perfect. Well done, everybody, that is it.